welcome to Music Link with Kimmy Diamond. I am your host, Kimmy Diamond. Content brought to you by Music Arena. Now, this is the 14th episode, and I'm super excited. So, we're going to start off with this segment called Bar Time. Now, Bar Time is a segment that we do where we talk about singles that has been recently released by artists, and we just dissecting them and just talk about it. So, a disclaimer, yes, we do have to switch up the words, so don't tax us. We trying to make sure we keep it PG-13 here, you know what I mean? Because we don't know if kids are watching or whatever, and we want to make sure that things are cool and settled. Okay, so first, what we got going on here is All Right by Method Man and Redman featuring Nefertiti Avani. Hope I said that right. Off of Snoop Dogg's Algorithm. Snoop Dogg presents Algorithm. We all know that he's over there at Def Jam right now. So yeah, so the first bar we finna get into is That's the Old World. I'm frontline from a cold barrel. You in the back like an epidural. Now, Redman, we all know Redman is a heavy hitter when it comes to these bars. Now, what I got from here is that at the I'm at the front and all that, you know what I mean? And we all know that the epidural is the shot in the back. So what he's saying is you back there, you don't know what we have to go through just because of our position. So that's what I got. And I definitely love this bar right here from Redman. Now, next we have So You Just Assume to These MFers, I'm doomed. On the day that I was born, I wrote MEF in the womb. Now, we all know that this is Meth Man. Now, we all know that MF Doom passed away last year. So this bar in particular was a tribute to MF Doom, and I love how Method Man acknowledged him and stuff like that. The first time I know of MF Doom was through Boondocks, but yeah, so he says MF in the womb. Now I wrote it. I like that bar saying like, yo, it's hard. I'm a hard baby. I've been lethal ever since I came out. So yeah, that's what I got from that. And then third, we got is Beyond the Moon. I'm the universe they can't get to. The who's who of getting fed grapes in the Go Canoe. Now this is by Nefertiti. Now what I got from this bar right here is, hey, I am beyond everything. Okay, I am the elite. Okay, I'm past up everybody. I am highly confident in a whole bunch of things. And yeah, we all know back then around ancient times when kings or queens and goddess and goddesses, you know what I mean? Wait, goddess and goddess, the same thing. So my bad. But yeah, fed grapes and the Goku do. So yeah, I love that bar there. So if you want to check that song out, go ahead. I guarantee you that you will love it. And I love to see Method Man and Redman collab. I mean, it gives me childhood memories. So next we have Misfit Toys by Pusha T and Mako or Mako. I hope I said your name right. So this is off the Arcane soundtrack. Okay, so just for y'all to know that. So the first bar that we got here is I declare war on anybody standing in the way of what I dream for. How could you ignore the ones that are voiceless, screams from the poor? Now, this is the first bar that came with the song. This is how he started. Saying that I am an overachiever. I will achieve what needs to be achieved. And the ones that are voiceless screams from the poor. So, it's a lot of people that's in poverty. And what I love about Pusha T is that he acknowledged that. So it's like you can't ignore the fact that this is happening. You know what I mean? And what's so sad is people that's in poverty doesn't have a voice like that. Like, they can't easily get on the podium and just really scream out how they feel and what they go through. So that's what he was saying on that bar. And then next we have they say I'm only brick rap. Well, that's the foundation of this mountain that I live at. Now, what I got from here is that, listen, this is how it started. It started off of bricks. If you know what I'm saying. It started off of bricks. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be reaching the heights if it wasn't for that. You know what I'm saying? So that so that's what I got from that bar there. And then the last but not least bar that we got here is when you the plug in the socket in the powers that B can't stop it. So obnoxious, borderline toxic, both sides go to war like a mosh pit. This was a hard bar by Mako or Mako. Yeah, hopefully I said that right. Um, I love the analogy that he used with the power plug in and stuff like that. Like this bar right here is just phenomenal there. You know what I mean? And yeah, this is just an all out war song. But yeah, I do love that bar right there. It's very, very lyrical. Again, lyricism is coming back. So yeah, if you want to check that song out, you can. I definitely highly recommend y'all check that out. So yeah, that will be it for bar time. The next segment that we finna do is flowers. Okay, so flowers is a segment that we do where we acknowledge artists or producers, anybody who contribute to the hip hop culture, giving them their flowers so they don't feel unappreciated or underappreciated. Now, for this week, unfortunately, we have to do flowers again this way to Kangol Kid. And Kangol Kid is a true pioneer of hip hop, okay? Since the 80s, okay? Came out in the 80s, raised in Brooklyn, okay? He's Haitian, so shout out to all my Caribbeans out there. So yeah, he's definitely a hip hop pioneer. He is a music producer, songwriter, break dancer, and rapper. This was around where breaking. If y'all know the movie Breaking, let me know. Okay, I know that's before my time, but that was around that time. Like breaking, break dancing was like a thing, especially when it comes to music and in the neighborhood. Now he's a member of UTFO, okay, which means Untouchable Force Organization. Okay, the hard name. And they was around the Roxanne Wars, and they did Roxanne, which was one of their biggest singles yet, between the real Roxanne and Roxanne Shantae. It was like a big time around that time where a female rapper was going against another, and that was got to be one of the first female rap beefs in history, first time. So UTFO, they released 5 albums during when they was together. Now before UTFO, him and Dr. Ice were break dancers first. So again, like I mentioned, he's a break dancer first, but that's how they met. And then later on, they formed UTFO. So that was the beginning stages of UTFO. And he produced and managed a hip hop group called Whistle. Okay. And he's the president of Kangol Creations Inc. and CEO of Creative Media Group. All right. And he used to teach students from high school all the way up to college about business and music. And also, he was the first hip hop artist to endorse through sponsorship with Kangol, which is the hat that you see that he's wearing right there. This was around the time where Kangol had everybody had them, you know what I mean? And honestly, it never went out of style, honestly. It's still in style in my opinion, you know what I mean? But it's still cool. Again, he is a real true pioneer. Everybody in the hip hop industry respect him, you know what I mean? Again, he's like a true pioneer, and it's sad that we lost him. So rest in peace, Kangol Kid. Condolences to your family, to your kids, to everybody. And yeah, so yeah, again, rest in peace, Kangol Kid. And yeah, you won't be forgotten, brother. Okay, so that's going to be it for flowers. Next, we finna get into is Biz After Music. Okay, Biz After Music is a segment that we do where we talk about artists that's tapping into the business side. Again, not putting all your eggs into one basket one basket, either from endorsements to investments. You know what I'm saying? So either or. We finna get into Saweetie. Okay, so Saweetie is giving game to students here. Okay, so she will be a guest lecturer, and she will guest lecture 2 classes at USC, which is where she graduated at, to students who are studying for their bachelor's degree in entrepreneurship. And she expresses how she desires to teach about branding and marketing. And also, she will be a guest speaker for USC's 4-week course for high school students. And again, like I said, she did graduate from USC in 2016 with bachelor degree in business. So this, I find this to be very cool, honestly, and giving game from Saweetie. We all know that she is a global ambassador for MAC Cosmetics. Okay, she did that deal with McDonald's. All right, and Fashion Over. Like, when it comes to like marketing and branding, that is one of Saweetie's strengths. Okay, and I have to give her credit for that. You know what I mean? And I was definitely happy when she got when she became the global ambassador for MAC Cosmetics. I was very happy about that. And it makes sense because her makeup is on point. So it's just like, man, it's a win-win. So I definitely like this news. So I was very excited to present this news, to announce this news, because this is how you give back in a way. And Saweetie, she knows what she doing. So why not get some game from her? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so again, shout out to Saweetie. I'm so proud of you. Then we have Remy Ma, okay, my favorite. Okay, Remy Ma debuts Chrome 23. Okay, it's a new battle rap league that will feature female artists. And Remy believes that a league like this is very important in today's rap climate. And the name is short for chromosome 23. I love science. I'm a real science head. So yeah, I like that. And she said, I just want all women that have ever put their blood and sweat and tears into this, that has been doing it for years, to get a chance to make some decent money. Now, I do like this. Now, she did quote it that, there will be some male rapper guests there here and there, but intentionally, this is supposed to be a all women league here. So I definitely love this. And I do, when I watch battle raps, Official is my favorite battle rapper. She is, if we gonna keep it real. So I do see Remy Ma in the crowd listening, and saying, just checking it out. I do see her. So for her to do this, it's like, okay, girl, that makes sense. That makes sense. So yeah, so I'm proud of Saweetie and I'm proud of Remy. I definitely love the news, and that's what you're supposed to do. Okay, that's what's up. Shout out to all my ladies. Now, this is gonna be my favorite part. We finna get into compare and contrast. Now, compare and contrast is a segment that we do when we talk about either artist, another artist, or a producer with another, or a duo with another duo, or a trio with another trio, and all that. And we just compare and contrast. They're similar, yet they are different. Okay, hear me out. Don't tax me. Listen, okay. Wu-Tang Clan and Bone Thugs and Harmony. I told this to somebody, and they said, "Wow, who else?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Now I know, Bone Thugs did the verses with 3-6 Mafia, but it's too much to contrast about them. There's no comparison there. This is a good comparison, and I'm gonna get into it now. What's similar about them is that they both took over the 90s. Okay, you had Cream, all right. You have Crossroads. You had hey, and protect your neck. Like Thuggish Ball. Like, they took over the 90s. Okay, with a great time, and they both started off with different names. With Wu-Tang, their names used to be Force of Imperial Master, All In Together Crew. And with Bone Thugs and Harmony, they started off with Band-Aid Boys and Bone Enterprise. So they started off with those names, and I don't know how it would took off if they went with those names, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But both groups represented where they from. Okay, we all know that Wu-Tang represent New York. Okay, you would hear New York all up in their stuff. And even though I was one of those people who thought that Bone Thugs was from out here, but come to find out they from Cleveland. Okay, but yeah, they represented Cleveland. Now, before y'all tax me, I wasn't old enough to listen to like East 99 and stuff like that. I was old enough to listen to Thuggish Ruggish Bone and the stuff that they could play on the radio. Okay, just to let you know before y'all tax me. All right, and both groups contributed into hardcore rap. Okay, you hear it in their voice, you hear it in their content. You know what I'm saying? So you hear that, and both groups are very lyrical, like very lyrical. They did the pen game from both of these groups. They gets busy, okay. They gets busy with it, okay. And I mean, yeah, busy bone. But they both get busy when it comes to being lyrical. I'm telling you. Now let's get into the contrast. What makes them a little different? So when it comes to Wu-Tang Clan here, Clan. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that, but they formed in the late 80s. So they came out a little bit earlier than Bone Thugs. Okay. So the group started off with RZA, Jizza, and ODB, All Dirty, and they was recognized by Biz Markie, rest in peace. He passed away again this year. Crazy. And they were signed to Loud RCA first. Okay. That was their first label that they were signed to. And their music content surrounds with martial arts, East Coast raps, and some comic books, and a little bit of Eastern philosophy. And RZA and Old Dirty picked the name Wu-Tang from the 1983 film Shaolin. Hopefully, I pronounced that right. It's an Asian martial arts film. Shaolin and Wu-Tang. That's how they got the name. Okay. Yeah, so that's how they started. And we all know that RZA does they beats and stuff like that. RZA is the house producer. Okay. I mean, y'all saw, their Hulu special. Y'all saw that. So ain't no need for me to say that. But that's the difference between Wu-Tang and Bone Thugs. Now, when it comes to Bone Thugs, okay, my favorite. Okay. They was formed in 1991. Okay, so that's how they started, and they auditioned for Eazy-E. The story on how they was trying to get in contact with Eazy-E is a very memorable story. Like, this is when groups have to break their back to be noticed. Like, y'all got it. Like, listen, y'all got it easy. Y'all don't understand the lengths that they have to go through in order to get recognized. You feel me? And they were signed to Stony Burke first and then Ruthless Records. Yeah, they only did one album with Stony Burke, and that was their first album, but with different but Flesh wasn't in the group like that when they were signed to Stony Burke. But when they signed to Ruthless Records, Flesh was a part of, Bone Thugs. And their music content surrounds with horrorcore, gangster rap, melodic rap, of course, spirituality, and marijuana. Okay. All right. I can't say they title. I can't. I was about to say one of their songs. I think y'all know what song I talk about. That I was gonna talk about starts with an E. I can't even say that. I can't even sing the song. But Eazy-E added thugs and harmony to their name. Now I gotta say, Eazy was very smart doing that. Okay, because they came from Cleveland. They came from the streets, and they harmonized with their songs. Like, again, melodic rap, like they singing yet rapping at the same time, and of course the fast rapping, like, you know what I'm saying. So Eazy-E was very smart doing that. I gotta give him credit for that, because it all made sense. Okay, and Eazy expressed how he want to keep Bone in their name, just add thugs and harmony, and it just blends very well. It lives up to the name. Love it. Again, I love both of these groups. These groups are phenomenal classics from day for days, bars for days. You cannot go wrong with any of their hits. You can't. And let me tell you something. They will forever be recognized, forever be loved because they gave us hits. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, you know, like it's just a lot, but I love both of these groups. Okay, so shout out to Wu-Tang Clan and shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Okay, love both of them. Okay, now we finna go to returning to the capsule here. Now, returning to the capsule is a concept. It's a segment that we do where we talk about albums and we reminiscing back in the old times and just reminisce and talk about the good old days. So this is a 2006 edition. So every album that I list came out in 2006. Okay, just to let you know. Hell Hath No Fury by Clips. Okay. I remember when this came out. I remember when it was in stores. I remember all of that. Okay. So this was released on November 28th. Okay. Singles. I know. Yep. Yeah, you too. Mr. Me Too and Wham Wham. What it do? And this is their second album, and it peaked number 2 on U.S. top R&B and hip hop albums. I don't know why it's not RIAA certified, but there's some history behind this. Now, during when they was recording, Arista Records, which they was signed to, was going through financial issues and was starting to dissolve. So, due to their contract, they had to stay with Jive Records, which is something that I didn't know. And it took them 2 years to record this project. 2 to 3 years. So they was like, because of delays and stuff like that, because of Arista and stuff like that they was going through with the label. So it took a lot of delays. So that's why it took a long time for it to come out. So this album had a much darker tone than Lord Willing, which is their first album, where Grinder was on, where you was beating that table, okay, a school, a legend, okay, a school lunch table legend beat, okay. And Pusha T noted that we couldn't dare come out with the same mind frame as we did on Lord Willing, and so now we mad and angry and pissed the F off. Now, when he said that, it made so much sense why they picked the title. The title really resonated what they went through during that whole time. You know what I'm saying? Well, not due to music content, but the title alone. It was more like a very rebellious type of title. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I did remember this time. It was on the iPod. Okay, this whole album was on the iPod. And yeah, man, time fly by so dang on fast. Okay, so that's Hell Hath No Fury. If you didn't check that album out, you need to. Okay, all right, kids. Okay, so next we have is Port of Miami by Rick Ross. Okay, so this was released on August 8th of that year, and singles Hustling and Pushing. Hustling stayed on the radio, and Push it wasn't as much on the radio as Hustling, but Push It. If you ask me, would I pick Hustling or Push It? I might pick Push It, okay? I might. It's a close call. Okay, and this was Rick Ross' first album, okay? His first album to peak number 1 on US top R&B and hip hop album chart and Billboard 200, okay? And it's certified platinum, all right? So before he picked Port of Miami, he was going to title this album Career Criminal. I don't know how it would have went if he would have went with that title, but Port of Miami kind of fit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of fit well. So yeah, I'm glad that he didn't do that. But yeah, I remember when this dropped. Okay, Hustling was everywhere. Remember Cat Williams? Remember when Hustling was his intro song? I remember that. You know what I'm saying? That's a classic hit, and that beat is still phenomenal. It still go hard to this day. Now that is it for Port of Miami. Next, we finna go to Laugh Now, Cry Later by Ice Cube. Okay. Now, this was released on June 6th of that year, and the singles is Why We Thugs. I know that song from Word, and Go to Church, okay, by Snoop Dogg and Lil with featuring Snoop Dogg and Lil Jon. I remember that. And this was his 7th album, and it peaked number 2 on U.S. top R&B and hip hop albums and U.S. top rap albums. Now, they said that this was the first album Ice Cube released independently through Lynch Mob. I'm not so sure about that because he been on Lynch Mob. I don't know. They need to break that down a little bit, but it was certified gold. He recorded this 6 years after his previous album from this album, which was War and Peace Volume 2, the Peace Disc. And the reason why is because he was doing movies, okay? He was doing Are We There Yet? He did Triple X, like Fridays, like, you know what I'm saying? He like, yo, man, put the studio session to a pause, okay? I got movies. I got movie buddy. He wasn't acting like that, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said in his mind. And Cube noted that I wanted to make a record that is like a history book. So that's what he said about this album. While We Thugs, I still know that song word from word to this day. That's my ish right there. So yeah, do hey, do hey. So yeah, so yeah. So that would be it for returning to the capsule. So what are your guys' input? Did you check out the songs that I said on Bar Time? How do you feel about Saweetie? With the guest lecturing and Remy Ma, what's your input on that? And Kangol Kid, you know what I'm saying? Send your condolences to Kangol Kid and his family. And Bone Thugs and Harmony and Wu-Tang Clan. What's your favorite record by those two groups? And Return to the Capsule. What is your favorite album off of what I said in Returning to the Capsule? So that is it. Music Link with Kimmy Diamond. And I hope y'all guys love this episode. I hope you guys enjoy it. And I'll see you on the next one, okay?